Chapter 5.
Chapter 5 is transitioning from the continent to the tropics and slower travel. How can we choose and why we don't have to?
I like that. From the continent to the tropics, a slow way of travel. And then, how do we choose and why we don't have to? Like,
why do we have to choose? Like,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
don't we mix it out?
It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
But anyway,
like it.
okay, chapter 5, keep going there, sweet.
Okay, so that brings us to the core of this video. The transitioning point of being in continental Europe and going to Southeast and why we take this round the world journey every year and why we want you to join us and watch us for the next few months. Tropics.
Of course, we think
Yeah,
we have
before-
a lot of answers for you, and maybe more questions than answers. But this is how
This is
we're
our
going to
point
put.
of view.
Yeah, this is our point of view. And this is how we're going to put it together, and it may help you with how you want to do things, Joni.
The core, we have 3 core reasons, but more, but these are the 3 core. There's the Schengen restrictions, so working around those. There's
Yes.
the weather.
Oh yeah.
And then, of course, the best cuisines in the world are in the Mediterranean and Asia,
Oh,
as far as we're concerned.
That's
And because we
our
love
house.
food
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we love to keep healthy, it's very amazing what you can get.
yes. And even though we are we have to go away from Sicily for 3 months at a time, we definitely will keep you involved. Our vineyard that we planted in Sicily.
Yeah.
E quando arriva l'estate, alla villeggiatura si fanno di risate mentre matura l'uva. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la fa girare. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. Di settembre andiamo a vendemmiare, a torchiare l'uva, che poi la mastomba. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. E poi lo tempo passa e arriva San Martino, con il bicchiere in mano, a massaggia lo vino. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. Quando arriva l'estate, alla villeggiatura si fanno di risate mentre matura l'uva. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino, vino va. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 che la capa mi fa girare. Mannaggia lo vino, 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 mannaggia lo vino vino va, mannaggia lo vino vino vino, che la capa mi fa girare, mannaggia lo vino vino vino, mannaggia lo vino vino va, mannaggia lo vino vino vino, che la capa mi fa girare, mannaggia lo vino vino vino, mannaggia lo vino vino va, mannaggia lo vino vino vino, che la capa mi fa girare.
And our trips and all the types of food and cooking that we do over there, and also cooking here and the things we do here. And
Yeah, before we're trying to head back there in end of March and April.
Yes.
We'll be here for a couple of months.
so that's the end of chapter 5, and here we go up to starting next is chapter 6. Well, chapter 6, the crossing from Europe to, Joan came to me one day. She says, I don't know how much longer we can continue taking business class flights, but she says, I found a great business class flight on Singapore, from Rome to Singapore. And I says, what?
No stops.
No stops. She says, well, it's half price. And I says, booked. I don't know why I would want to do anything else. So anyway, so we did that. And it's been fantastic, all the way from their lounges in Rome, and and the way they fly, the way they treat you is amazing. So we just had great wines, great liqueurs, and food on the so we go to bed, sleep.
We basically, the reason why
Yeah, we
it
want.
was 50% off is because we were going to completely miss New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So we left January 1, right?
No, we left on December 31st.
Oh yes.
And we arrived on
January
January
1.
1, but we
In
missed.
Singapore, right?
Right, yeah.
So that next day, next morning, they sort of wake us up, or we wake up, and then comes the head steward. I think that's what they name it. And he speaks perfect English. He comes over to me and he says, he says, I make a mean Bloody Mary, he says. And he says, and I think it looks like you need one. I said, you're right, bring it on. I said, bring Joan one too.
Yeah.
And it was so
It
delicious.
was the best Bloody Mary. Well,
Oh, well, whatever.
yeah, best
We don't
Bloody
drink a
Mary.
lot of Bloody Marys, but that one was
but
really
if I
good.
recall from years and years ago.
Yeah, it was
was a very
fantastic.
good
They
Bloody
treated
Mary.
us really, really well.
Further to the crossing and how we plan our year is we divide it into 4 quarters. Like each quarter means that we have to fly. There's 4 sets of flights, 4 sets of accommodations. Everything is in sets of 4, so we have to book all these flights, and they each take a good 3 flights each because there's domestic flights involved.
Yes.
It's by season.
Yeah.
And it's divided by quarters. So there's fall, winter, spring, and summer.
Yes.
So you can start at any time, and we're always planning the next route. But how we do this, and we do this all with one checked bag
Yeah, exactly.
and one
Small, not a big. So the carry-ons, we have our computers and things we don't want for sure if our luggage is lost that we need. So
Yeah, just enough to make sure that we have
So-
enough if our luggage is lost.
yeah, and that's basically it. That's the end of chapter 6. Our life is culminating around living, and we love our life. And what is it like, our life?
It's like wine,
Yes. And as wine gets older,
a good year.
it gets better every year.
Yeah.
And that's how we look at it, that our travels and our life together gets better every year.
Like wine, a good year.
There you go. Period.
Done.
Chapter 7 is our YouTube channel. And we happen to call it Wine is Always Good. And that basically doesn't mean that you're drinking wine all the time, but it means that as wine, it gets better.
Yeah,
As we age, I think we're getting better. No?
Yeah,
At least you are.
It's kind of like a symbolism for our lifestyle,
Yes.
our age, our philosophy on life, our love of food and wine. Wine is always good, and
Yes.
2024 we decided that we needed to pivot, and basically this is why we started our YouTube channel. It's a passion, like we mentioned, and we're loving it so far. We started February 20th, 2024, and we're documenting all the things that we love, and hopefully that we can pass on some.
Hasn't been quite a year, but I think we're getting better at it.
I think we are. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a long way to go and a lot to learn, but
Yeah.
we've learned a lot already.